Hi everybody, my name's Alex and welcome to my channel, Eating Myself Thin. And this is my very first video talking about my Mounjaro journey and my last 4 weeks, having started on September the 8th. Now, very briefly about me, I've been overweight my whole life. I haven't got any memories actually of me ever being what you call normal sized. It was always very known to me that I wasn't normal sized, and so I don't have any memories of being a normal weight. And in 2011 my weight had ballooned to 25.5 stone. And if I'm clever enough, this is, like I say, the first video I've ever made. I don't know how to edit or add things in, but if my daughter will help me, I'll here I'll try and put up some before pictures of me when I was indeed 25.5 stone. And I've tried various methods, obviously all the methods you can think of about losing weight. I think my whole life has basically been one big diet, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. However, I did take some steps to try and help with my weight loss, and so in 2011 I had a gastric band, and I did proceed to lose around 10 stone on that. But due to a situation that I won't go into now, but obviously as the videos go on, I will explain more about all the methods, you know, all my weight loss journeys, if you like. But I ended up having to have the gastric band removed after I had gained nearly all of the weight back. I'd got back to 22.5 stone. The band was so difficult to live with. I'd had it emptied, if you like, about 6 months to a year before, and because of that I had regained quite a significant amount of weight. And so I was lucky enough to then have that thing removed. The gastric band was removed for me, and then I had a gastric bypass operation, and I had that done in 2017. So that was wonderful. I mean, obviously I'm not trying to say that everyone should go and have that done, but at the time for me it was great. It was what I needed, and I will go into that in further videos if people want to hear about that and you know, my weight loss from that. So I did lose a lot of weight with the gastric bypass operation. I went down to my lowest weight that I can ever remember, of 13 stone 6. But with any kind of weight loss surgery, it is a tool and it doesn't last forever. Again, I will go into the kind of reasons what happens with the gastric bypass surgery after a certain amount of years, but I won't do that in this video. But needless to say, I'm here on a Mounjaro journey, and I have gained back, since having my lowest weight of 13 stone 6, I have gained 3.5 stone. And so that's led me to Mounjaro. And so here I am, and I've been watching lots of videos. They've really helped me. Obviously it's really scary at first when you decide to try something like this. I had heard so many bad things about it. Ever since it's been available, I've heard lots of bad things about it. Everything in the press that I've ever read was bad. All the side effects. The nausea was a big reason that I didn't want to try it, because feeling sick for me is the worst thing. I absolutely hate feeling sick, and so I hadn't tried it, and I wasn't going to until a couple of work colleagues had been really successful with it recently, and so I had more of a one-on-one conversation with them about the side effects and stuff that I was worried about initially. And yeah, they put my mind at ease, and which then led me to doing a lot more research and having a look on YouTube at videos of people's journeys in the UK mainly, and that then led me to giving it a go. So here I am. just completed my first 4 weeks. Now, I will try and do an update every week. I am a busy person, and so it's quite difficult. I do have children and full-time job and all the rest of it. So, and obviously this is a bit strange for me. Yeah, so I hope I'm good at editing, because I just had a phone call just talking about how busy I am. So I will try and update. I will try and do a weekly update, and obviously it depends if you guys want to watch me or you don't want to watch me. Like, I'm not really doing it to become any kind of internet star. It's just that I know that I've been looking for inspiration from people. I've been looking at what people are eating in a day, you know, all about the side effects and everything. So if I can give some input into that, that's great. If not, I'll just look back on it, hopefully with another like 4 stone off in a few months' time, and be really happy that I did it just for myself. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm here. So let's get into some firstly, actually, can we talk about side effects? Because I do have questions. If anyone knows the answer to these, or if you have had the same side effects at all, because I mean, a couple of mine have been a bit weird, and I don't know if it's in conjunction with Mounjaro, or whether it's just I've got some kind of bug. But I've been getting a really sore neck. Now, this only happened so recently. Let's go back to the numbers, shall we, firstly? Right, so I started on September the 8th on the 2.5 milligram doses. Now, because I researched the shit out of everything. And actually, also, just so you know, I am a bit of a potty mouth, and I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So if you don't like the odd word that might be naughty, then maybe this isn't the channel for you. But I research the shit out of everything I do in life. I literally do. I YouTube, I Google, any information on something that I want to do or I'm thinking about, I will research the shit out of it. So I've been doing that, and so a lot of where I've had so many other tools, if you like, to lose weight, as in the gastric band, the bypass, every fad diet you can think of, I always start something off thinking that it's not going to work for me. I don't know if a lot of people feel the same, but it's like your brain can't believe that this has worked so well for everybody, but I'm just going to be that person that it doesn't work for. And so because of that and all the research I did, and again, I'm not a doctor. You've got to follow whatever you are told to do. I'm just doing me from research. So please don't just take this as advice or follow what I'm doing. But I'm just telling you what I've been doing. So I started off with a 2.5, but I started off doing it every 5 days instead of 7. And the reason for that was because I'd watched a lot of videos about people short dosing, because of the way that when you first take the injection and there's, you know, a good amount of the drug in your system, and then by 5 days it goes right down to almost half, and then the last 2 days is when people struggle. You know, the food noise, I hate that bloody saying, food noise, but I'm going to use it because I can't think of another word for it right now, but I'm going to have to, because I can't stand it. The food noise comes back, and I don't want to spend 2 days like putting a lock on the fridge. I don't. So I thought, right, I'm just going to go into it and do the 5 days, which is what I did, and it worked really well. I have to say also, that little thing on my shoulder telling me it's not going to work for me was a big part of that decision. It's almost like I felt, right, I've got to have as much of the drug in my system as I'm possibly allowed, as I can get, because this has to work for me. And that's the mentality that I had when I went into this. But that, you know, that's just me. I'm not suggesting at all that you should do it. You should always follow your doctor or the pharmacist's recommendations. Like, don't just go from me. But it did work, and it worked well. So I've just started now on the 5 milligrams, but I'll tell you what I've done. So the first couple of weeks I had really good losses. I haven't stupidly written down each week. I just know the total that I've lost. So, but the first week was like £6. The second week was like 7. And then I've lost like, last week was, sorry, the week before last was like 0.03. And then this week was £1. So that was a bit strange, but I think that comes from a side effect that I've been getting, which I'll go into. So I have just started the 5 milligram dose now, and I will be doing that every 5 days as well. And my next dose is actually tomorrow. My next dose is tomorrow. So let's talk about the side effects. So I didn't get any side effects at first. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm so lucky I've not got anything. Like, I actually had nothing. No nausea, no constipation, no aches, no, you know, nothing. I had nothing, which was brilliant. But then after the third jab, I started to get a bit constipated. And that then led to me not being able to go. Sorry, going into too much detail about number 2s, but I couldn't go for like 5 days. And I was taking medication every single day to try and get it to happen like the next day, but it just never did. But I think I finally sorted that now, actually. Oh, actually, I just wanted to tell you what it was, but I can't tell my neck. So I'll show you what I've been taking for that, and it has worked to treat. But this one is a bit odd, and I don't know if it is to do with Mounjaro or if there's something just going on with me right now, but my neck is so sore. Like, if I turn it like when I get to there, it's just so sore, and this way it's just so sore up and down, and there's no lump or anything. So like, I've googled the shit out of it, and it says like it's not a common side effect from Mounjaro, but it does say that if you develop a lump or a hoarse throat or you start being sick, then seek a doctor. I've not had anything like that. There's no lumps. My lymph nodes aren't even up. It's not even that. It's just my neck. It's just so sore. So if you've been getting anything like that, and you can put my mind at ease that I'm not dying, I'd appreciate it. So yeah, just give me a comment, ask me a question, yeah, whatever. But apart from that, it's been great. I've not been waking up in the morning thinking about how many packets of crisps I can eat that day. And I'm not a big eater anyway, as in portion sizes. This is what makes me laugh. And again, you know, those people, this is what happened to me this week. I got on the scales and I'd lost like, I think it was just under £1. And I have been super on it good. Literally so good. That when I got on the scales and it said that, I was like, that's not possible. That actually can't be possible. I've been absolutely so good. In fact, what I might do in other videos, I'll do a food diary for a day, or I'll show you what I'm doing. I've been so good, and I couldn't believe the scales. But what made me laugh was, because now you're going to maybe thinking about me like this. You know, when you see people and they're going on Mounjaro or whatever, and they're like, I've literally eaten 3 lettuce leaves this whole week, and I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And you think, oh, f*** off. You've been liquidising some Mars bars somewhere along the line. You do, don't you? You think, I know they're saying that, but surely that's not possible. That's how I felt when I got on the scales. I felt like, what the actual... I can't believe that I haven't lost more than £1. Anyway, I'm not going to I'm not going to overthink it. I'm thinking maybe it was something to do with my number 2s, which we have you know, we're all green, good to go now. So I'm not going to keep weighing myself either. I'm only weighing myself once a week, and that's one flaw that I've always had in the past, where I would get on the scales daily. I couldn't help myself. I would get on those scales daily, and that doesn't help. It doesn't help your mind. It doesn't help anything, because fluctuations they're just natural anyway. They're natural in someone who weighs 8 stone. It's just the way it is. So it doesn't help me by weighing every day, and so I've been strict to weighing once a week. That's how I'm going to continue. So yeah, apart from all that, loving it. Oh yeah, back again. I've just realised I haven't given you my let's start with the numbers properly, because I think I've just waffled on. So and then we talk about how I've been feeling on the Mounjaro, how, you know, how it's helped me with food. So I started on the 8th of September, and I weighed 17 stone 2.4 pounds. Now I'm going to be doing this weekly from now on, but I've been thinking about making videos for a long time, and for 3 weeks now, and so I've left it too late. So this will have to be a week 1 to 4 update, all right? But from now on, I'll try and do it weekly, and I might do some other videos about cooking and stuff like that, because yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, I started at 17 stone 2.4 pounds, and this Monday just gone, because I weigh on a Monday. It doesn't matter where my injection's going to fall, because obviously I'm doing the 5 days. I'm always going to weigh on a Monday, and that's it. So this Monday I weighed 16 stone 0.3 pounds. So that's a total loss of 1 stone 2.1 pounds, and I'm happy with that. Obviously the first 2 weeks were amazing, and then the last 2 weeks have been, but overall I'm happy with that. And I don't want to go crazy, and I don't want to lose all my muscles and you know, by doing it too quick either. And I don't want hair loss and all that can go along with it. And actually I know that, because after my gastric bypass operation, and I was losing weight very fast, I did start losing hair, and I did lose a lot of my muscle mass. So I don't want to do that again. So I am really concentrating on trying to make sure I get my protein in, which I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, so I'm really happy with that. So how has it helped me? Well, the one thing it's done is it has stopped me thinking constantly, oh, actually, that's not true. I still do think about food, but I do want it to be like that. So it stopped me thinking about bad food, let's say that. And it's definitely made me fuller quicker. So my eyes are still, because I'm still getting hungry. I still get hungry. I don't know how a lot of you guys say you don't get hungry at all. I do get hungry. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose the pleasure of it either. So I do get hungry. And because of that, I'm still dishing up portion sizes that I can't finish. And I know that. Every time I'm making dinner, I know that in my head, but because I'm hungry, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to be left still feeling hungry after my dinner. So I put on a larger portion. I can't eat it. I just can't. And that's what I like about this. I don't want to lose the enjoyment of food, but I don't want it to be obsessive. Now, a lot of you will probably know what I mean when I say obsessive. It is, you know, it's always been. Food's been a massive part of my life, and it's a part of our family's life, and I don't want to lose that pleasure that you get with gathering, you know, food. And I enjoy cooking. I love cooking for people. I love seeing the enjoyment they get from eating stuff that I've made. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to, you know, come home from work and really not be interested in making my family and my husband something nice to eat. I don't want to feel like that. And I haven't. So that's great. I still love cooking. I work around food. Again, I'll go into that in some other videos about what I do and stuff, but I'm constantly around food. And one thing I was worried about was being so uninterested in food that I would lose that flair, I suppose, for making stuff and cooking. And I love it, and I've still got it, so that's great, and that's how I want it to stay. I don't think I want to ever get to a stage where I'm thinking or not interested in even cooking or making anything nice. I don't, because I enjoy that as part of my life, and I don't want to lose that. So yeah, so it's just making me not think about eating crap, which I ate a lot of crap. We all probably ate a lot of crap. That's how we got to where we did. But obviously there's lots of things that go on, in everybody's minds, different reasons as to why that's happened and why we are the way we are. And obesity is definitely a disease. I'm a big believer in that. It is. And so this has really freed me, still being interested in making some nice dinners, but I'm wanting to cook healthy stuff, stuff that I can still enjoy. It doesn't have to be full of fat, full of sugar. Yeah, basically, I love cooking. I didn't want to lose that flair. I didn't want to lose the feeling that cooking for people gives me. And cooking for me, I've just got to control my portion sizes. Yeah, so getting back to it, I'm going to continue on my 5 milligram dosage. I'm going to be doing it every 5 days. And then we see where we are at the end of this month. You know, if I'm still losing weight, then I'll continue on the 5 milligrams. I'm still going to do it every 5 days, and yeah, we'll see where it goes, and I'll give you an update next week. And I'll also talk about the pens, where I'm getting them from, the golden dose that I've used, and I have used that. I have, because of all the information that's out there at the moment about the pens and E-Lily going to be taking away the golden dose. I've seen some other videos where some people have said they've seen the new pens. I haven't, and because of that, I have bought, luckily with the pharmacy that I use, I don't have to wait the 3 weeks, 4 weeks before ordering my next pen. And I don't even have to, I mean, I can order now a 15 milligram pen if I wanted to. Yeah, I don't have to, yes, buy the 5 and the 7.5. Although I'm going to stick to 5 for as long as I can, as long as I'm losing weight. But because of the price increases and everything, I will probably buy the 15 milligram pens without getting those middle pens, and short dose them to get more money, more products from my buck. So if you want any information about where I get them from or whatever, then yeah, give us a comment. And yeah, that's it for this week then, and I'll see you all in 7 days, hopefully with a bit better of a loss than 0.3 of a pound or whatever it was a few weeks ago. Anyway, bye.